Grieving during this holiday season, a lot of us can be grieving the relationships that we didn't have with certain people within our family, grieving relationships that we have with people outside of our family, like maybe it was an ex-boyfriend or ex-wife. And I just want to talk a little bit about grieving. When it comes to grieving, I want you to understand that an aspect of the mourning, an aspect of the depression that you might be feeling comes from feeling as if you're missing out on something, comes from feeling as if you may be deficient or defective. It comes from believing that you don't have something. And that is because you're comparing your situation and status to the situation and status of others. Comparison is the thief of all joy. So instead of comparing your mother, daughter, father, son, husband, wife relationship to others, maybe you're single and so you feel defective or deficient because you don't have a spouse, or because you don't have a child, or because your mother is this way or your father is that way. Instead of looking at what you don't have, why don't you embrace what you do have? Maybe you're creating a tribe of people who actually appreciate you and love you for who you are. And that's way better than hanging around people who don't appreciate you or value you just because they're family. What is family? It's just a title. But at the end of the day, they are people. So you can give that same title to others and they just don't have, a biological connection to you, but they might have a spiritual connection to you. They may have an intellectual or emotional connection to you. Sometimes we get so caught up focusing on the lack, focusing on what we don't have, that we forget what we do have. We forget to embrace the fact that we are creating our tribe, or the fact that we are standing up for ourselves, or the fact that we don't have to fake and pretend to be something that we're not just to get along with people who we don't really like or don't value us. Like at the end of the day, you're putting yourself first by valuing yourself and valuing your resources. Your time is your resources. You yourself are a resource. And so when you limit people's access to you, you're not doing anything wrong. And it may take time to adjust to that new reality, but in time, the more you stand up for yourself and the more you value yourself, the more the universe will show you how much other people value you also. And that feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out, doesn't really apply, because when it comes to being around toxic, egocentric, narcissistic, abusive people, what are you missing out on? Those people aren't the cream of the crop. They're actually the lowest of the barrel. So protecting your energy against people like that isn't something you're missing out on. It's like, I don't have to deal with that nonsense today. I don't have to suppress my emotions. I don't have to suppress my voice. I don't have to walk on eggshells. And I get to chill, relax, or hang out with people, again, that value me, value my conversation and energy. That is a totally different experience than you've been experiencing. So change can be difficult, change can be uncomfortable, but you are creating a new life for yourself. And just imagine the future to come, being around people who actually value you and learning to speak your truth unapologetically.